that's what the 49 Ford sounds like after sitting for 30 years in a barn. Last night I literally poured about 3 gallons of good gas into the tank, put a new battery in it, sprayed a little ether in the oil bath, and it fired right up. And it's sitting here idling great. I drove it around the yard just to confirm that the clutch and everything's still working fine. The transmission still shifts great. Yeah, everything works great. However, this is a project car. It's going to need some work. You know, the points and condenser and everything looks great in it, but I mean, the hoses are all dry rot cracked. You know, the carburetor is going to need to be cleaned out because, you know, there's just no telling. I mean, it literally hasn't been ran in 30 years, so it's, when I bought it, I pulled it out of a barn in southern Illinois, and it was just kind of mothballed away. All the windows were up. It was just a time capsule covered in dust. Really cool. You know, in 2015, it's getting kind of hard to find a nice sound shoebox sitting in a barn somewhere, and you know, and be able to buy it anyway. People don't really want to turn loose of anything anymore. The VIN tag is right there, the ID plate, everything's real good and legible. When I put the battery in it, the headlights work great, taillights work, all the gauges work. I'm just blown away by this motor. I can't believe that the thing's just, you know, it's fired right up and sitting there running great. Even on gas, you know, that's some funky looking gas, so it's gonna need some fresh gas run through it. That gas probably wouldn't light with a match, but it's sitting there running great on it. The oil that's in the car, it's full of oil. It's some crappy looking oil. It's real thick and black. You know, I'd drain it out and put some fresh oil in it before I really started driving the car. But as you can see, it runs real quiet. You know, like I say, the gas gauge, temp gauge even works. The ammeter works. You know, oil pressure, you've got excellent oil pressure. Real good, clean, legible instrument cluster. Got a clock, factory clock. The radio lights up and kind of hums. Don't know what that's all about. Glove box liner's still in it. Got some fuses and, or actually just some bulbs and whatnot. Got a little chip in the windshield right there. You know, I do have the sconce here that goes around the key switch. Haven't tried the horns yet. Yeah, can't have everything. Wipers do work, but the blades are a little sour, so I don't want to turn them on and risk scratching the window. But they were on when I started the car, and they were flopping back and forth, and they worked fine. I'll go ahead and shut it off. I don't want to run it too long with that old oil and crap gas in it, but I drove it around the yard yesterday, and clutch works, transmission shifts great. The seats underneath this material are probably crap. From what I can tell, they need reupholstered. Obviously, they've been mouse food for a long time. And headliners in it. Let's see, that chip in that windshield, and there's a crack in this glass right here. But other than that, the glass is really nice in this car. You know, all the chrome's in really good shape. Nothing's bad. You know, doors shut fine. You know, if a guy took the time to buff it out a little bit more, it'd probably look a lot better as a driver for now after you do a few things. These are some old Maypop tires that you can practically see the air in, so I would definitely look into getting some, you know, tires and tubes. You know, and just anything. I mean, the hoses need replaced. They're all dry rotted. You know, I'd clean out the carburetor for sure. I think the packing on that passenger side water pump is kind of bad. It's dripping a little bit of coolant. Of course, fan belts. I would replace everything just to make sure, for the peace of mind alone. But the foundation's here. I mean, the car runs, starts, shifts, clutch works, everything. You know, the brakes, the pedal. It's got good pedal, but they're real weak. All the wheel cylinders are probably going to need to be bled out or replaced. But it does have pedal. The master cylinder seems to be working. You know, I pumped them up last night, and they've held overnight, but not great. Of course, you know, it's been sitting a long time. The paint on the car, this was painted the original color, or as close as they could get to it. This is some original color here, and it's a little bit lighter what they went with the body. It was originally a little bit darker red than that. But when they painted it, and I was told it was back in the 70s, you know, they did some skim coats of Bondo here and there. A little crack in it right there. You know, down here, down low, door corner, lower fender. But when I say skim coat, I mean like light, you know, light skin coats. Nothing real thick. I mean, this is real thin stuff I'm talking about. You know, the rockers and everything were pretty solid from what I could tell. You know, the floors are in good shape. It was sitting on concrete. There's some old body work. Same way on the quarter where they kind of skimmed it lightly. Lower quarter, same way. But underneath, you know, the frame and everything on the car is good and sound. Muffler obviously has had a blowout, but it's kind of why it's got that tractor sound to it right now. You know, but the floor pan and everything seems to be, looks like they had a repair done at one time right there of some, they put a repair piece of steel in over the driver's side, and I'm going to assume the passenger side. We'll take a look here in a sec. Back window's in good shape, no chips, no scratches. You know, the bezels around the taillights are, they got some pitting in them, the old pot metal. Back bumper, you know, spider web, cracks, freckles of rust. Some skin coat right there, Bondo. Trunk floor is excellent, really. I mean, there's no holes. You know, you could stand in this trunk floor. Just some extra bits and pieces here, armrests, seat bottoms. The spare well here, you could actually stand in there. It's rock solid. You know, there's no rot, no pinholes. It's in really good shape. I had the tire out yesterday to check it. It's great. Let's see if I can go under here and show you. There you go. You can take a look at it. And again, lower quarter. Got some skin Bondo. Back deck lid, kind of toast. These windows are in pretty good shape from what I can tell. Down low again. Up here on this door, a few places it's been skimmed over. Same way on this lower fender. Let's take a look on this side of the floor. There's the frame. The floor's not bad over here, really. Looks to be in pretty good shape. Maybe a couple of little small patches, one right there. You can see right there. Rockers are solid, but they need to be worked if you're going to paint the car nice. They got some freckles of rust all over them. Doesn't look like anything's really too bad. But anyway, a few places that were probably fixed at one time and painted over. But anyway, there's the car. Like I say, starts right up. Seems to run really good for being a barn fresh car. I've got 3 other cars right now that I'm working on, and I just don't have time for it. I'd like to see it finished, but I just don't think that's going to happen right now because I've got way too many irons in the fire. This trunk latch and everything works. Obviously it's freckled. The pot metal is all freckled and stuff on it, but that's the original plate that was on the car back when it was in the trunk. Scratches, you know, spider webs in the paint. But I really like this car. I think it's an awesome car, and I think whoever gets it's really going to enjoy it as a, you know, as a project to finish. But if you have any other questions or want any other specific pictures or anything like that, just give me a call or shoot me an email. I'll do the best I can to get all that done for you. And anyway, so thanks for watching the video, and best of luck on the auction.